Hello everybody, Michelle here with Michelle Beckner Family Wellness. Welcome to my dining room / office. Guess what? It snowed here. Can you see? Yeah, it's 85 degrees on Monday and we got a foot of snow yesterday, so that's fun. So if you were around last week, then maybe you caught the Baby Skin Solution free mini course that's still up and available. Hold on, what, babe? Sorry, my daughter's here. Okay, why are you showing me this? Oh, you lost it? Sorry, sweetie. You have to go back in the playroom. The Baby Skin Solution free mini course was going on last week. It's still available through Friday. It's 3 lessons. If you have a hard time finding any of them, please let me know and I'll give you the link or tag you in them. But we're going to be talking a little bit more about, so the Baby Skin Solution is for babies who have eczema or any other kind of skin issues. And we really dive into the root cause of eczema. Bradley, you're in the camera. He's still in his jammies. We really dive into the root cause of eczema, and what it comes down to is not only healing the skin, but also healing the gut and working on it, like from all angles. So it's not just the right cream, not just the right probiotic, not just the right diet. So if that's interesting to you at all, then definitely check out the Baby Skin Solution mini course. So the reason I bring that up is because gut health, we dive into gut health in the free mini course quite a bit, and we dive into gut health in the full course a lot. But today I'm going to talk about gut health some more because I'm so excited. If you've been around in this group for a while, you probably have seen me talk about creating a gut health guide. And I know a lot of people have been asking for it for like months now. And I finally did it, and it's done. It just came back from the designer like last week. So it's been done for a while, but I finally put it up. It's available in my free member resources. So if you haven't signed up for my free member resources, I'll leave the link in the comments below when I'm all done. If you have signed up, you probably signed up to get the dairy-free toolkit. It's in there, so you can find it. So this is the Gut Health Start Guide. So what I want to talk about today is one of the reasons why I decided to make this Gut Health Start Guide is I see all the time, either in the group or with moms that I talk to when I'm doing consultations or working with them, is I see moms cutting food after food after food and saying, like, I almost always hear, I'll do anything for my baby. I just want them to feel better. I'll eat just chicken and potatoes for the rest of my life. Like, I'm starving and not happy, but if it helps my baby, I'll do it. And guess what? You don't have to do that. So every time I see moms saying that they've eliminated food after food after food, and maybe they're thinking about eliminating another food, I always ask, well, what else have you tried? And it still surprises me every time I ask that. Moms are always surprised, like, well, what else is there to do? And it makes me so sad that we think that the only way for our baby to feel better is to limit ourselves and limit our diet and be starving, because that's not what our baby needs. Our baby needs a mom who's eating enough and eating right and eating nourishing food so that we can feel good and we can take care of ourselves and our baby. And then the baby needs those nutrients too, right? So I don't like to see moms cutting food after food after food without trying some of these other things that you can do first that we talk about in the Gut Health Guide. Sometimes, simply eliminating like dairy or, a food or two is all it takes, and baby is better, and that's amazing and that's awesome. But still, I would recommend, even if you have eliminated just dairy or like a couple foods and baby's doing a lot better, in the meantime, let's like really help baby heal and still work on these things. So these sort of gut health things are things that are great for you to do, whether you're still trying to figure out what it is that's bothering baby. So before eliminating yet another food, try some of this stuff first. Or it works well and it's super great for, like, if you have eliminated foods and you have seen improvement, still work on this. And maybe, I'm not a doctor, I can't make promises. Even a doctor probably wouldn't be able to promise this. But it's still giving your baby like the best chance possible of having a nice healthy gut, right? So whether you're still trying to pinpoint the symptoms or you've been able to clear them all up, this stuff is really good for you to practice. Okay. So before I go a little bit deeper, because I did do a video on this a little while ago about like not eliminating so many foods, I just want to clarify, like go ahead, eliminate dairy if you feel the need to, right? Or if you're seeing those sort of symptoms that we talked about in this group. Gluten is another one. Go ahead and eliminate, and eggs. Like those three are really common. They can be inflammatory. They can be hard for baby. So without question, if your baby has symptoms, you can try doing, I like to do one at a time, but dairy, gluten, and eggs. And then notice I didn't say soy, but I am going to say processed foods. So those four things, dairy, gluten, eggs, and processed foods, which that's where like a lot of the kind of nasty soy stuff comes from. Go ahead and eliminate those one at a time if baby is having certain symptoms. And then if like after months or however long it takes for you to be eliminating those one at a time, if you're still seeing some issues that don't seem to be directly related to, like if you eat a food and like it's very obvious that baby has a reaction, then yes, eliminate that, right? But if you have no idea and you can't figure it out, then you know, those are the first ones that I would say, yes, go ahead and eliminate those. Hopefully that'll help. And once you get beyond that, like before you start cutting nuts, unless there's an obvious reaction, right? Before you start cutting nuts, or before you start cutting beans and legumes, before you start cutting certainly any types of fruits and vegetables, even corn, like corn can be okay. That's another one that's kind of borderline because it can be tough too. But before you start eliminating, it's going to be a while. Sorry. It's going to be a while, sweetie. Okay. By the way, say hello. I'm sorry. I just like jumped in and I'm not even interacting with you guys. I guess I'm just excited about this stuff. So say hello. Say hello to Bradley, who's in his pajamas with his blankie on his head. And then Jen, if you want to come in, say hello to Jen. But anyway, so go ahead and eliminate those few foods or any ones that you see a direct, I'm going to get distracted. I told him to go play downstairs, but you know, that's not happening. So go ahead and eliminate those few things that I talked about: dairy, gluten, eggs, processed foods, big one. If you have questions about soy, I did a video on soy a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago. I don't know at this point. Let me know and I can tag you in if you want to hear more about what I have to say about soy. And then before you go into eliminating foods like nuts and other, like any kind of fruits and vegetables or beans or legumes, like that kind of stuff, let's work on this gut health thing. So let me know if you're watching, whether you're watching the replay or watching now. If you're watching the replay, #replay. What foods have you eliminated? Have you been able to resolve any or all of your baby symptoms? Like, what are you really struggling with when it comes to trying to figure out what to eat or what not to eat? Let me know in the comments and I'm happy to work through some of that stuff with you guys here. But yeah, so before you go and starve yourself and eliminate all these foods that could potentially be like important nutrients that you and your baby need to build healthy skin and have a healthy gut and to reduce inflammation and reduce all these symptoms that you're probably seeing in your baby, you need like good nutritious variety of food, right? So before you start like going crazy and starving, do the things in the gut health toolkit. So I'll go through some of it here, but like I said, I'll leave a link in the comments so you can sign up to get all of it. So in the guide, what we talk about is why gut health matters. We talk about this quite a bit in the Baby Skin Solution mini course. So our immune system, 70% of our immune system is in the gut. We have more bacterial cells in our gut than we have human cells in our body. So it's really important to take care of those bacterial cells in our gut. And also our gut is referred to as our second brain, which we talked about on day 3 of the Baby Skin Solution mini course, why it's so important to take care of not only our guts and our bodies, but our minds and our emotions and things like that. All right, I have a few things. Hello, April. You want to hear more about soy? Okay. Yeah, so I'll say just real quick, April, soy and dairy have about a 50%. There's the numbers from this research I've done range quite a bit, like from country to country or whatever, but maybe it's about like a 50% cross reaction between dairy and soy. So that means about 50% of babies who react to dairy will also react to soy and vice versa. So Some doctors will suggest eliminating both of them at once. I like to do just one at a time. So I like to start with dairy, and then I will tag you, April, in the video I did about soy, and then let me know if you have any more questions after watching that, okay? So Janelle said dairy, soy, and tree nuts have been eliminated. You just reintroduce eggs after being free from 6 weeks. Cool. Well, I hope that went well, reintroducing eggs. And that's the goal. Like if you... to have as much variety in your diet as possible, right? So, with adults, if we're doing an elimination diet, usually what's suggested, like the Whole30, right? Usually what's suggested is you eliminate these foods for a month and then you start reintroducing them and see how you react, right? So we don't want to eliminate major, like a ton of foods or food groups for a really long period of time. So if you eliminate it for a little while, reintroduce it, see how it goes. If there's still a reaction, then yes, keep it out of your diet. But all in the meantime, we're going to be working on this stuff that's in the gut health guide, okay? We want to really, really be supporting healing the gut and supporting a healthy gut, because that'll give us the best chance to be able to eat these foods, or for baby to be able to eat these foods later. Janelle, your son has extremely bad eczema. Janelle, if you haven't watched the Baby Skin Solution mini course, it's 3 like 20 to 30 minute lessons. They're available in the group through Friday, like I said. That will be like so helpful for your son's really bad eczema. And then your daughter, okay, and then your son's twin has bad gas. Don't know what to do about it. Okay, well, I mean, hopefully this will be helpful. Janelle, I have a ton of resources. I don't know if you're new to the group. I don't recognize your name, but doesn't mean you haven't been around for a while, because we have a lot of people in the group. I just personally haven't seen you. I have a ton of resources, so I'm happy to help out. The first place I would suggest you to go is to watch those 3 free Baby Skin Solution videos for the mini course. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the guide. Keep sharing questions or things you want to talk about, and I will check back. So let's see. So we want to start with what makes a healthy gut. Okay. So there's 3 things that I talk about in the guide that make a healthy gut. It has a diverse and balanced microbiome. So we've probably all heard of the term microbiome before. That's basically the types of bacteria living in your gut. And remember, we want to take care of them because we have a lot of them and we want to keep them happy. So we want it to be diverse, which is another reason why variety in our diets is really, really important. And we want it to be balanced. So we don't want overgrowth of bad bugs or good bugs. If you don't have a diverse microbiome, you might have an overgrowth of bugs that like are normally good, but you still don't want them to take over. So a healthy gut has a diverse and balanced microbiome. 2 is not leaky. So you've probably heard of the term leaky gut. I go into this in a lot more detail in the Baby Skin Solution mini course, day 1 and 2. And then number 3, functions properly. So basically like, there's 5 functions of the gut, which I talk about in the guide. One of them is poop, right? So we want poop to be happening well. That's one of our best insights to see like if our guts are functioning properly for us and babies is poop going the way that it should be? So I won't go into a ton of detail on that, but in the guide, we talk about that. So the three things that make a healthy gut, again, a diverse and, what word did I use? Diverse and healthy microbiome. Is that what I used? Diverse and balanced microbiome is not leaky and is functioning properly. So if you want to learn more about that, it's in the guide. So basically what we want to do when I'm talking about like, okay, before eliminating a bunch of foods, let's support our gut health through our diet and through our lifestyle choices. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my kids. They're right behind me. They're doing some workbooks. Okay. So what ways that we can support our gut health through diet? Again, I'm going to refer you to the Baby Skin Solution mini course, or the full program if you want to sign up for that. We go into this in a ton more detail, but in the guide, it just talks about like a few things to eliminate or at least reduce from your diet, and then foods to include. So basically you can look up anti-inflammatory foods is what we really want to increase in our diet. So lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. So that's why I don't like to see moms cutting wide varieties of fruits and vegetables, or even any fruits and vegetables, unless there's like a specific reason. And still, we want to be working on gut health. Okay. Green tea is great, super anti-inflammatory, really good for gut health. Mushrooms are amazing. And I didn't like them until I was probably at least 30 years old. And now I make sure I eat them at least a few times a week. Omega-3s, if you've been around at all, you know what a big fan I am of getting omega-3s in your diet, and of the few supplements that I recommend, omega-3s are one of them. So they're great for healing and sealing the gut and also reducing inflammation. And then tons of herbs and spices, things we don't think about. So even if you are a quote unquote picky eater, oh, I'm getting a phone call. Herb up your food and spice up your food, and then those veggies will taste better. So those are some good foods to include that are specifically good for gut health and for reducing inflammation. Okay. Again, we go into this in a lot more detail in the Baby Skin Solution, but this guide is a good place to start if you just want to start small. We've got an awesome smoothie recipe in here, which actually I just finished one. I have one of these like almost every day. I kind of switch it up a little bit from day to day, depending on what I have. And actually, I'm going to go off on a tangent. Has anybody, well, probably a lot of you mamas don't have your cycles back yet, but if you have done seed cycling before, I've heard of seed cycling. I just got my period back. I have an 8.5-month-old. So I just got it back 2 days ago. So yay for me, I guess. So I'm starting with seed cycling. So in the first half of your cycle, you have pumpkin and flaxseed. And then in the second half, you do sunflower and sesame seed. So I'm just switching up those seeds that I do in my smoothies. I love making homemade granola, so I've been doing that. But anyway, free recipe for like my absolute favorite sweet treat smoothie is in the guide. Okay, so we talked about really quickly reducing inflammation and supporting gut health through diet. Again, there's more in the guide and more in the Baby Skin Solution course. And now supporting gut health with lifestyle. But real quick before going that, April said, is there an omega-3 supplement brand you recommend? Why, yes, there is. And guess what? In the gut health guide, there is 3 supplements I recommend for gut health. So of course, always talk to your doctor before starting a supplement. But for omega-3, the one that I recommend in the guide is Nordic Naturals Pro Omega, which is about, I think it's 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s a day. So that I feel pretty safe recommending to people that I don't really know. Sometimes if I'm working one-on-one with a client, I'll like tell them to up the dose or something. But I like the Nordic Naturals. I recommend that because it's easy to find like in a grocery store and stuff. But there are a few other really good ones out there. But yeah, I do have 3 supplements here in the gut health guide with links to buy them. So if you have any other questions about supplements, they're in there. Okay, so supporting gut health with lifestyle. Remember I mentioned your gut is often referred to as your second brain. There is a link between your brain and your gut. So if you're stressed out, if you're constantly stressed in this flight or fight mode, digestion isn't happening properly, your gut health is all out of whack, your immune system is all out of whack, it's no good. And we go into this in day 3 in the Baby Skin Solution course, okay? The mini course. So just a few things. We talk about how to support gut health with lifestyle. Basically, it's about like reducing stress, getting the sleep you need, which I know can be hard when you're nursing a little one. So we talk about that quite a bit in the mini course. And in the full course, we really dive into this stuff. And then lifestyle, also reducing and eliminating toxins. Jen, can you please be quiet and stop yelling? Why don't you guys go downstairs? Okay. So reducing and eliminating toxins, which will help support detox, which is like a really important part of this whole thing. Avoiding petroleum-based products, especially like if your baby has sensitive skin, all that kind of stuff is in this guide. Okay. So, reducing stress, making sure you get quality sleep, reducing and eliminating toxins, and practicing intentional movement, because I do not like the term exercise. I have never been a big exerciser, but I can deal with intentional movement. So that's things like walks or getting down on the floor with your kids or doing stretches or like just doing things that feel good on your body and not just like sitting around, right? So intentional movement, that can like really get things flowing. Remember, we talked about the functions of the gut, and one of them is elimination. So making sure poop is happening well. So if you're moving, like that's going to help get things moving and get things going. So a little bit more detail on this. Again, if you want like more detail, the mini course or the full program, please let me know if you, I know I've been talking about this mini course a lot because I just did it last week. So if you have questions, if you missed the mini course and you want help finding it, let me know. Remember, the videos are only up through Friday, okay? But there is a full program. So if Janelle or April or anybody watching has questions on the mini course, let me know and I'll point you in the right direction, okay? All right, I feel like I'm talking kind of fast. I'm gonna take a sip of water. My kids want to go play in the snow, so we might go do that soon. Not my favorite thing. I don't like the cold. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it. So definitely, so a few things to do here. You can choose your path, okay? Number one, download the Gut Health Starter Toolkit in my free member resources. Number two, check out the Baby Skin Solution free mini course. Or number three, dive right in and enroll in the Baby Skin Solution full program. Enrollment is open through Monday. So Janelle and April, thank you for joining. If you have any more questions, or if anyone watched the replay has any questions, I'll make sure to get back to you guys and point you in the right direction. And who was it that wanted to know about soy? April. Okay, April, I will tag you in my video about soy. All right, everybody have a great day and wish me luck, because I think soon enough we're gonna get our snow gear on and go do some sledding in the backyard. Okay, April, yes, sounds good. I will tag you in the soy video, and you know what, April, I'll send you a PM. So look in your message requests. I'm going to send you, I can't send you a PM from my business account, but I'll send you one from my personal account, or you can message me on my business account if you get to me before I get to you. But look in your message requests, I'll PM you and we can chat a little bit, and I can see the best place to point you. All right, so thanks, April. I'll talk to you later. Want to say bye, Bradley?
Bye.
I don't know if they can hear you guys, but we're going to go play in the snow in a few minutes. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.